Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so sitting here eating my breakfast. It tastes really good, but I was listening to Trevor Lane and the guys talk Lakers, and I just about found myself inspired to speak. I can't shake this idea, and we talked about it a little bit last night, and it's not one of the more important things in regards to last night's game at all. Excuse me, but it is on my mind. I can't shake it. I was looking at the stats on the screen as they were talking, and I was looking at Bronny James 1 of 5 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3. I want him to adapt to the idea that he don't need to be shooting a 3 like that. One of the reasons why he's been as cold as he's been to start his career is because he attempts too many damn 3s and not enough driving at the rim. But when I see him go on a chase down blocks, I see the dunks that he's able to do in the G League. I know damn well he can be more efficient if he adapts to the idea that the 2 is more important than the 3 for his game until he puts in the work to become an elite three-point shooter. He is trying to give himself a three-point shooter's diet, but he does not have a three-point shooter's ability right now. And it is the crux of what's wrong with him throughout the course of the start of the season with the minutes that he's been given. It's too many 3s, none of them falling. It is something that he needs to stop doing on the court in real live play and start taking advantage of the strengths that he has athletically and start taking advantage of his ability to get to the rim. Because that corner 3 that he hit at the end, that shot at the end of the game, that rimmed out, we needed that to be a quality possession. We needed that to be a quality possession, and he shouldn't have taken that damn 3. It wasn't necessary. He had a line drive down the baseline to the rim. Wasn't nobody going to stop him. If anything, they would have fouled him. He would have got to the line. We need him to stop shooting so many damn 3s. Period. He needs to stop. They're not falling. You ain't that good at it, but you are good at other things that you were passing up on trying to be Steph Curry. Stopped it. That's what I want to say to Bronny James. I'm very, very positive that if he would have had the mindset of, yo, I can't shoot that well, but I can get to the rim, all season long, he'd have been a different player on the basketball floor. He'd have been a different. All of those efficiency numbers that have plagued him that people have been making fun of, it's because he keeps on selling for that damn 3. That's exactly what it is. So that's something that I cannot shake. I'm frustrated with. For any other reason than it's just like you have the biggest spotlight on you, and they're taking shots at him, saying he can't play and all of this. And the only thing that I see is a guy who can't shoot, thinking shoot every damn time. Play to your strengths, young man. That's what I have to tell him. Play to your damn strengths. It's the same thing I say about that dude, Clowney in Brooklyn. Play to your strengths. Why the hell are you shooting so many 3s? Get your butt in the paint and dunk the ball. Take a couple steps in and shoot the mid-range if that's what you want us to do. But if the 3, you going 1 for 7, 1 for 8 and stuff like, nah, the 3 ain't your game. And so that's what it is for me. I've listened to people like DTLF, have bad things to say about Steph Curry because of how he's influenced the game to shoot the 3. I've heard other people say it as well. And this is a byproduct of that. You got a guy who can jump out the gym trying to take 3s when he can't shoot. It's like, nah, hell nah, bro. No, this is the problem. Y'all want to be Steph Curry. Y'all need to be doing what Zubac, Zion, and who did we see a couple of days ago adapt to that as well? It was somebody else that we seen very recently. It's been taking advantage of all scoring. Giannis. Those 3 players have abandoned the three-point shot right now. And now Zubac, I don't think takes it, but Zion and Giannis, they ain't shooting no 3s right now. And they're going 12 or 15, 11 or 13, because they're getting in the paint and they're scoring the ball and taking advantage of their ability to do so consistently. That is what I need Bronny to do. Now that I see you dunk on people and all different types of stuff, I don't ever want to see him take a corner 3 with a line drive to the baseline ever again. I don't want to see that for at least another 3 years. And if he wants to get better at the 3, you got to be able to hit the shot consistently in live game play on the practice court before you start taking that type of shot diet on the real court. You know what I mean? And it's incumbent upon the coaches to get this through to him so that he understands that is why his numbers have been bad in the big team, because he keeps settling for these stupid 3s and he doesn't shoot well enough to even do that. He really doesn't. So that's what I got to say, man. That is the first thing on my mind. Bronny James is obviously, it's low-hanging fruit to get on his case about anything. And, you know, obviously all the hype is around him, so talking about him is kind of corny to a lot of people. But at the end of the day, I don't care about none of that. I don't think about none of that. I'm thinking about the production of the basketball player. And I see that everybody's able to say he sucks. I see at the beginning of the season people were calling him out. It's because he keeps settling for threes when he ain't no good at shooting a damn thing. If he would turn all of those possessions that he shot threes into drives at the rim and get into the line, people wouldn't have half the stuff to say about him that they do. Not half, because it wouldn't be there. The data wouldn't be as bad. And so that's what I'm on his case, man. I don't know if his pops is telling him this. I think most of the people around him probably too scared too. I don't care about none of that, bro. I'm trying to see the young fella succeed in our uniform because he really helps us if he decides to play to his strengths. So I was very happy to see him get some meaningful minutes last night in a basketball game on the road in altitude. But I need him to put his thinking cap on, damn it, and stop shooting so many threes. Some of those turnovers and stuff like that, he's going to get better with more reps. Knowing how to just flat out play to his strengths as well on the defensive end, not taking too many chances. You know, he came up with a nice steal yesterday. I was very pleased with that. I do believe he's going to be a player. I do. But he needs to not think he's to play to his weaknesses because the style of play he grew up watching, everybody shoots a damn three. You are not Steph Curry, Bronny James. That is, I need him to believe that, understand that, and turn them damn threes into twos. Driving at the rim, dunk on somebody's head, get to the damn line. So that's the first thing. The second thing I want to say is Dalton Knecht taking 27 shots was fantastic. I don't know that we have the ability to get the most out of Dalton Knecht because to me it seems like he should be a second option in an offense. He should be getting a shot diet anywhere of 17 to 20 shots a night so that he can get in the rhythm that he can. You see how comfortable he is shooting in the mid-range? That's a shot that we can get more often from him. It's the same thing I said about Rui, but the problem is that Dalton's so early in his development that he is a much less reliable defender than Rui, so I don't trust him to be on the floor enough to get the diet he needs, which is why I wanted to see him in the G League some. This is exactly why. Because in the G League, you can give him 30 shots a night. He can go for 50 and still not play well on the defensive end, get better on the defensive end down there, and then come up and be at least a competent defender down here so that we can feel confident putting him on the floor to do the things that ultimately play into his strengths as well. He is a three-point shooter. He's also a good mid-range shooter. He's also fantastic at the line, and obviously he can dunk on people's heads. This is a very talented offensive player, but his defense is so porous that for everything that he does on the offensive end, he gives up on the defensive end, so you got to pick and choose when to use him. His confidence wanes dramatically, more so than most players. So, you know, sitting him down could potentially throw him off. You know, that's kind of frustrating. But this is what I thought when we saw the trade rescinded for Williams. Like, look, we're going to see Dalton Knecht probably go through a struggle, but then if we have injuries, we're going to be able to see him do this. And this is why Charlotte wanted him so bad, because they know they can put him in a position next to Dejan Salon, next to Brandon Miller, next to LaMelo Ball. And over the next 2 to 3 years, they're going to have an elite scoring tandem of players at the wing. We need that piece next to Luka in the future, so long as we can turn him into a decent defender. And I don't know that he's going to become that until he is asked to do that on a more consistent basis with the rope to be able to make the mistakes that ultimately come as he grows as a defender. He's going to have to be a better defender so we can trust him. His defense is not good, but his offense potentially could be elite, as in second option on a good team. And we saw that. Him and Austin Reeves, you see what they can do. But as long as Luka and Bron are the stars, and then you got Rui as like the third option, it's hard to ever see Dalton specifically get the most out of himself on this team, because this is how you get it out of him. He's a rhythm scorer. You give him 6-7 shots in a row, now all of a sudden he's confident in the third quarter, fourth quarter, he's hitting shots. But just the same, if you give him sporadic looks, one shot a quarter, put him in, maybe sit him one night, play him the next night, you're never going to get anything out of this dude. We have got to find some way in the future, if we're going to keep him, to be able to funnel him into positions to look exactly the way he looked last night. And if he can get up enough shots, he can go for 50. His talent. You saw he was a better leading guy in college than he is in the role we have him in. As like the 8th or 9th guy, that is never going to be how you get the most out of that particular score. You have got to move him up in the pecking order and make sure he's taking shots that he's not being asked to take. So that's really what it is. We saw last night how to get the most out of Dalton. It's not with less volume. It's most definitely with more, just like with Rui. So we got some elite scorers, man. I don't think we really truly understand how elite our scoring tandem is between Bron, Luka, Austin, Rui, and Dalton. Those 5 people can go for 150 points together. If you play them all massive amounts of minutes on any given night, any of those people can go for 40 points. I would say 50, but I'm not really sure about that for all of them. But they can score like a madman if you give them enough looks. I saw a game a few days ago. DeMar DeRozan went for like 32 shots. You give any one of those people 32 shots, they can walk away with 50 points. If Rui takes 32 shots, he can hit 50. He can get to 50. He really can. Dalton, without a doubt. Austin, clearly, you can see it. Bron, not worth talking about. Luka, obviously not worth talking about. So it's like, this is what I want us to be able to do. But the problem is, defensively, they're not the greatest tandem. So you're going to need to have defenders down there with them, and that's going to be what's important. Rim protection, wing defenders like Dodo and Vando are going to be important. Gabe Vincent, these type of guys are going to be very important in the future. As some of these guys move on, you better replace them with the same type of guys, Rob Pelinka, so that you can get the most out of these 5. But as far as I can tell, it's going to be hard to get the most out of these 5, even with the playmakers looking to be unselfish, because they're not going to get enough looks to get in rhythm. And Dalton and Rui specifically need a lot more looks than what this unit was likely going to be able to get them. That's my concern. I just don't see us ever allowing Dalton to reach his ceiling in this rotation. Unless some season-ending injuries go down or something like that, which is very, very much what we do not want to see. So that's really what it is, man. I don't know that we ever get the most out of those guys, but I do know that the most out of them is a lot more than what we thought. And Dalton Knecht getting 32 points on 27 attempts, he can do better than that. He can be even better than that, no doubt about it. So yeah, that's what I gotta say, man. We're a dangerous team, but our rim protection is something that we're gonna have to invest in. We got to get a real rim protector down there next season. I like Jackson Hayes, but he's not the answer. I don't care how well he's playing. He's not the answer for that. Koloko, not the answer for that. Obviously, Alex Len needs to be cut immediately. Do not have him on the playoff roster. Do not have him on the playoff roster. I don't care what it has to be. I do not make it so that we're reduced to playing him. I'd rather us go small than put him back on that floor. He is absolutely and utterly useless on both sides of the floor. It just is what it is. He's not an NBA basketball player. He's not. I don't know what happened to him from the time he was drafted to now. Probably a lot of that has to do with conditioning, maybe injuries. I don't know. But the boy can't play, man. I know what I said a few days ago about him getting more in rhythm, but 15 minutes a night, letting him be out there for 15 minutes a night is going to be absolutely horrible. Can't do it. Cannot do it. He is unplayable right now. And if I'm Rob Pelinka, he's getting waived. He's going to be waived. I would feel hesitant to waive him because of how much I think I need a center. But when you consider what I just said about going small rather than playing him, if you feel like I feel, then there ain't no harm in waiving him. I'd rather go small. So this is just what it is, man. The boy can't play, man. Hey, I can't play either. What can I say? I wouldn't want you to assign me to nothing. As bad as I would need the wealth in my life, I would not want to be putting on a Laker uniform because I suck at basketball. I'm good at this. I ain't no good at basketball. And so if I want to win, I ain't going out there. Hell no. I'd be mad at the coach for putting me on the basketball floor. And so I feel the same way about Alex Len. Don't put him on the floor no more, JJ. Don't. Go small if you have to. Don't put him out there. You have Koloko. Play Koloko 35 minutes. He's a better player. We all know that. Everybody on the team, everybody in the building knew that last night. Koloko's a better player than Alex Len. Don't put him out there, man. So that's it. Hey, man. It is what it is. He ain't the first player I said that about. Lakers have had some bad players over the last 30 years. Some of us have witnessed some awful basketball players. I don't know that Alex Len is the worst one. I don't think so. but he's the worst one on the team today, and that's just something we have to be honest about. So yeah, man, that experiment is not working. I'm sorry that I feel the way I do. I know he had a great opportunity to go to Indy and chose us. That's meaningful. But if you're not going to bring good game to us, then it's not going to really be a blessing that you're here, man. That's just what it is. You could be great in the locker room. He's probably a great guy, but so am I. Just ain't no good on the basketball floor, period. So that's really what I got to say, man. We don't pull no punches over here, man. We're trying to win, and that's what that ultimately comes down to. People want to say Bronny James is the worst player on the team. No, he's not. No, he's not. Bronny James got a lot of tools that can work. He just got to get, his development in order, and his coaches are going to have to be strong mentally so that they can talk to him without worrying about whatever they worried about, because I think that's probably what's in place. It's hard to coach a guy like that, because you say the wrong thing to him, he go back to Pops, you lose your job. But as far as I can tell, is the only way to really get him to get the most out of himself is to kind of sit him down and say, look, man, this 3-point shot, you can't shoot, bro. You can't shoot. You're like a 20% shooter. You don't need to be shooting threes. 5 threes? What are you trying to play into your weaknesses, young fella? Shoot. Get to the line. Don't go somebody. Don't go somebody's head. You are LeBron James' son. You were given his genetics. Leap. And leap a lot. That's what I tell him. Closer baskets, higher percentages, more people saying how good you are. All these things equate, bro. The further you shoot from the basket, the more your weaknesses are shown, the more people get to talk crap about you. Especially those of us who can't play. Because we're going to do that. This is what it is. So that's pretty much what I got to say about that. Austin Reeves, Austin Johnson, Austin Bryant, Austin Nash, Austin Nowitzki, Austin Durant. Like, he was all in people last night. This dude was unbelievable. Austin Stockton. Come on, man. Like, he's all of them. You cannot tell me this man doesn't believe he's going to be a Hall of Famer in this league. You can't tell me that. Every time I see him out there, he doesn't feel like he's any tier lesser than any of these people. And he outplays them on some of these nights. You going to tell me he didn't outplay Jokic last night? He did. Austin Reeves outplayed Nikola Jokic last night. His confidence in himself is Hall of Fame. And if you give him the minutes to do so, he probably going to go ahead and have a Hall of Fame career. If you put him on a team where it is, if you put him on the Dallas Mavericks right now, he going to turn into an all-star. When they don't have nothing out there, he going to be an all-star. He going to be an all-star. So get the checkbook ready, Genie. I don't know if he's going to want to take another pay cut. If I'm him, I ain't. Get the checkbook ready. So I don't know how we keep all these people. Maybe he'd be willing to take another team-friendly deal, but it's time to cash out if you're Austin Reeves. You put up these type of performances, it's going to be hard to turn down a bag from a team like Charlotte or Dallas, somebody like that, going to give him $200 million. Because I could totally see them giving him an offer that's crazy. I could totally see him getting a crazy offer if he keeps this up. And he will. So I want to see him as a Laker for life. I hope he continues to make good decisions, because putting yourself in positions to have massive dollar amount contracts has served a lot of players poorly. End up with a career like Zach LaVine, stuck somewhere in the Duncan Robinson type stuff. You don't want that. But at the same time, it's like when you have an opportunity to cash all the way out. He was brought in as an older rookie. It probably does make a lot of sense if he can get $100 million or two. Probably try to take that bag. So we gotta be honest with ourselves about the prospect of keeping him and get ahead of that. If for some reason we get the inclination we can't keep him, letting him walk for nothing, that can't happen. So these are things that Rob Pelinka now need to shift into thinking about. Obviously we want to keep Austin. He's a priority. Luka is obviously the number one priority. LeBron James, of course, as long as he want to play, I think he keeps our ceiling above championship contender or at championship contender. I don't know that we have that without LeBron James. So these are important pieces, to say the least, for our franchise's future. But Austin Reeves, we need to understand the price is going up. Price, like last night, the price went up on Austin. So that's what needs to be understood. We just got to get ahead of that. I don't want to see us let another valuable piece walk for nothing, bro. That's something. We did this great trade to get Luka in here. We need to stop making decisions that continue to decrease our asset class. Letting people walk should not take place. anymore. If they ain't re-signing, we need to trade them. Period. Retain value. We've gotten a blessing from heaven with Luka coming in for half the damn price. We need to now value that we're back at square one as it pertains to the average of what others teams are worth on the basketball court and in their asset class. Since we're being at a disadvantage, since we mortgage so much and let so many people walk, and start making decisions that allow us to be in the positive in that regard as a franchise. So that's where we're at now. You got the blessing. Don't dig a hole. So that's really all I gotta say, man. If you ain't resigning, we trading your ass. I don't care who you are. Luka, Austin. If you ain't resigning, you out. It's about franchise health, baby. ADL 44. I thank you all for watching. Bye.